you done now?
There's something funny going on around here. I don't know what it is. No, I'm not on duty. But I have a feeling that I'm in danger. You know that big, ugly house on top? Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram.
I'm coming! I've been trying to find the door! Coming! What's this?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Clue the Movie Podcast, where we break down the 1985 cult classic movie clip 1 minute at a time. My name is Brad Gilmore, joined by the Doctor of Style himself, Jeff Smith. Jeff, how you doing?
I am a jive soul bro. Digging deep on our 80s pro wrestling.
Yes. So we're going to let people figure that one out.
Evolving into weird. Yeah, if you know jive soul bro, then you are a pile driver fan.
Yeah. Oh, great album.
Number 2.
We are here to talk about minute 66 of Clue the movie. We're coming off of a phenomenal minute, by the way. Last minute, we had a lot to talk about that minute. And I wanted to know, Jeff,
blew our minds.
Do you have more to talk about that minute before we talk about the minute that we're here to talk about?
Well, I should say I do. So to remind everyone, our brains got fried at the end of last one. We were so confused about Yvette's motivation for going downstairs in the dark, finding somebody in the billiard room, and then getting choked. And we said, who is she going to go meet? Why did she do it? What does she mean when she says it's you? The script said, did the cop recognize you? And the movie says, did anyone recognize you? Luckily, we have Haley Wilson. Haley. Cluvian Haley has chimed in and made it all so simple. Haley wrote, it's always nice when they throw a compliment first, so keep that in mind, everybody. Haley wrote, great episode. Yeah.
I tend to agree with
that. There's more. That was a good episode. It was a long one. We gave you guys a lot. So Haley says, as far as why Yvette says it's you, here's my thought. Everyone is searching the house for whoever the killer is. They all are suspicious that it might be one of them, but they're searching to be sure there's no one else. I think Yvette knows who she's going to meet, and it is that same person. But what she didn't know until it is too late was that this person was in fact the killer. So when the person with the rope steps into the light where Yvette can see them and the rope and the intent to kill, she's saying, oh, it's not some other person. It's you. It's you that's the killer. That makes sense.
That does make sense.
So she's going, like, if it's Miss Scarlet, she's like, hey, our plan is going weird. And then she had no idea that Miss Scarlet was actually knocking people down.
And there's someone else there.
Right. And now she knows. Too late.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you.
I can go with that. That makes sense. I can go with that.
Yeah.
Still leaves some closure to be left to be desired, in my opinion. Like, I'm still not sure if I'm fully behind the theory, but I get it. I'm there. You know what I mean? I'm there. They have me intrigued. That's all I can say. I'm intrigued, Jeff. I'm very intrigued.
Yes. It's good to be intrigued. And Zach Myers, who comments a lot on our
We
Facebook,
love Zach.
Said, we love Zach. Said, I don't know how I just noticed Yvette disappears for the entire make it look convincing scene, which goes back a little bit, but it's true. Everyone's doing their little make out dead drunk scene, and Yvette's not there. So who knows where she went? And she would have been perfect for some of that as far as being distracting.
Yes.
To the cop. But
yes.
She's gone.
She's not there.
Gone. No.
What in the world happened?
Where'd she go? Where did Yvette go?
Where did she go? What happened? We're not sure. Huh.
Mm-mm.
I do find that interesting. She does seem like she would be distracting, right? In that particular position, you know, maybe she should have led the cop around. Wouldn't that have been the smart thing? Not Mr. Green.
Oh yeah. You can show him around, Mr. Green. Well, they don't trust Yvette and they shouldn't.
Well, for good reason.
Yeah.
For good reason.
But in this minute, see what happens to poor Bill Henderson, the silly, terrible cop, who we also learned wasn't even on duty.
Wasn't on duty. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So, again, what was his motivation going up to the big ugly house?
Well, which also bad juju to say that right before, because I think, you know, that's someone's going to take that personally, and it could also even be the house. And it's not an ugly house, by the way. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's beautiful.
Definitely beautiful on the inside.
House, Bill Taylor said Dutton, Matt artists. Well, we know his motivation is not that he's on duty. He's there as one of Mr. Body's accomplices, but what his purpose is to be there is a mystery, other than to create confusion. I mean, this is the answer for everything when we don't know can always be to create confusion.
That's exactly right.
It's Clue's version of, you know, God has a plan. When you're like, what's happening?
To create confusion. Well, you know what? Color me confused.
Yeah, well done. Well played, cop. So he's not even on duty, and he gets on the phone, and he says, I don't know, he thinks he's in danger.
Well, he thinks he's in danger, and he was right.
Yeah.
This is one time where his instincts were full on perfect.
Again, too late. But then we have to do what we did when the motorist was on the phone. Who's he talking to?
Ooh, great.
Who's he talking to that asks, hey, are you on duty? Because the answer is, no, I'm not on duty.
Well, to me,
I'd like to think it's his wife, too.
I was about to say, it's got to be a loved one because, look, if it's not a loved one and it's somebody he works with, wouldn't they know if he was on duty?
They should know. But then was he on his way home? Because he's in his police car. He's in full uniform.
So he just got off the shift. You would have to.
Yeah, and then way home in this neighborhood where there's only one house. He's just cruising. He sees the car on the side of the road that he investigates very thoroughly. And then he decides, I should go home. This is if he weren't an accomplice. I should go home, but where's this driver? Where's this driver? I need to be nosy. This is what happens. And then, if he's talking to a loved one, she's on the phone saying, what are you doing there? Are you even on duty?
Are you?
And he said, I'm not on, but I think that I'm in danger. And then whoever's on the other line is going, this is what happens, Bill. You just can't leave work at work.
Hey, wait.
Come home. That's the lesson.
That is the lesson.
You have to have a work-life balance.
Come on.
If you don't, you get a pipe.
But in all seriousness, like if you're a police,
now let's be serious for once.
But if you're a police officer, I'm really asking. If you're a police officer, like it's with anything. Okay, for instance, you're a filmmaker. You've made films. You being Jeff, the Doctor of Style, right? So when you watch a movie, there's going to be certain technical things that stick out to you that doesn't stick out to a layman, right? Certain things that you see, notice, make note of, might even have the thought, oh, I would have done it like this, or I would have, you might even have those thoughts, right? You might say, that's too many cuts. What are they doing? What's the cinematography up to? Because you are skilled in that profession. My point is, does a cop, especially this cop, Bill Henderson, does he ever have the ability to turn the cop brain off? Maybe he is off duty. He's on the way home. He sees the car. We know that he's involved in some shady stuff. He's thinking, I wonder if this has to do with, because it's at the house.
Well, I do like that. So if he is an accomplice, but he wasn't originally flat out told, go to the house, then he has been tricked. Then now this becomes a very big conspiracy where if the plan was to get him there, first we have to have the motorist crash his car. And as we know from the original script, it was a cat that jumped out, but that's not canon. We just know that he pulled off to the side. So, I like this. So if the plan was just to get him there, big dumb cop Bill, not on duty Henderson, sees the car. They know he can't resist because he's probably known at his precinct as a dumb older cop too. Like he's lost his way. He's, just send him home. He can't figure it out. He's probably feeling bad about himself. He's driving home. He's like, nothing happened today. Maybe he's behind a desk now because he accidentally shot a kid. Now it's coming diehard. And he's on his way, and then he sees the car, and just that good instinct, that thing that made him be a cop in the first place. He sees it and goes, you know what? They all make fun of me at the precinct, and my wife doesn't love me anymore, and my kids won't talk to me. But somebody out there in New England, 1954, might need my help. And if they went up to that big, ugly house, they really need my help, and I'm going up to investigate. No good deed goes unpunished. And then look what happens.
Look what happens.
Yeah, and then he sees a vet and just kind of goes, don't I know you from somewhere? And then shakes it off. Topical for the Super Bowl. Shakes it off.
There you go.
Yeah. And then he gets killed. I like all that. I like that he was tricked to be there instead of just showing up like on cue, like, hey, at 9:30, ring the doorbell. Because now it makes more sense why we took that time to watch him find the car. If he was just told to get up there, that was nothing for the audience. But if it was him being manipulated to being good cop when he's a bad cop, but he wants to be good, I think we just gave the cop his redemption.
I think
that's too late.
I think it was too late. But you know what? To quote a great movie, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I think he died a hero.
I think he died a hero.
A dumb hero. But because he didn't really get to do anything. He didn't save anyone. He had J. Edgar Hoover on the phone and it didn't click.
Didn't click. Something's going on here.
And he's like a joker, like murder. See, that shows how bad a cop he was. They wouldn't let him around real murder. Murder's not real to him.
No.
It's a joke. If you were like the kind of cop that dealt with like real murder, you wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to arrest you guys for murder. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He doesn't know. And if he had a real murder on his hands, not his, he wouldn't be so funny.
He wouldn't be so funny.
He'd be like the hardened Bill Henderson cop. I don't know why I decided his name in the movie is also Bill Henderson.
It makes sense. You know how like in Curb, everyone's like real name, first name is their name in the show for the most part.
Like what they used to have to do for Tony Danza on all his TV shows.
Yeah, he's Tony.
Just played Tony.
You're Tony.
He wouldn't answer anything else.
Is that the reason?
I don't know. I'd like to think that his character is named like Steve. And they're like, Steve, we need you on set. And he's like, just call him Tony. He won't look unless you say his real name. He was Tony on Taxi. He was Tony on Who's the Boss. He was like, Tony.
He's a Tony guy. I mean, he's true to form. True to form, you know?
Yo, Angela. Yeah.
So with Bill Henderson, he gets hit and he's killed before he can even say what he was going to say. But what do you think it was he was going to say? So, like, if we go back to the minute, let's go back to the minute real quick so we can listen to his full dialogue here, because he says right here.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh wait.
House on top. Hello.
Here we go.
No, I'm not on duty. But I have a feeling that I'm in danger. You know that big, ugly house on top? Hello? Hello?
Good shot, by the way.
Are you there?
That's scary.
Oh, yeah, okay. So what do we think he was going to say in that moment?
His cop again, too late. Tragic figure now, the cop.
He is a tragic figure.
His cop instincts finally kicked in. Like, he just walked in blindly thinking he was going to be a good Samaritan guy that broke his car down, and he's going to maybe give him a ride. That's just all that he could, do. Call him a tow truck maybe. And at the last second, getting locked in a room twice with the power out, with everybody being weird and recognizing somebody but not knowing from where. Now his cop instinct, now he thinks he's in danger. And then he says, that big ugly house on top of, and that's it. So I think perhaps he was going to just describe the scene, maybe talk about Yvette, maybe it clicked finally who Yvette was. Yeah, we'll never know.
Because he was in danger.
We'll never know.
He was in danger. He felt like he was in danger. He was right. Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah.
So
he has bad peripheral vision.
Do you think, okay, I'm still trying to figure him out though. So do you think that he felt that he was in danger because, okay, people are acting weird.
Yeah.
Right? There's a mess of the chandelier.
Sure.
Okay.
Everything's finally coming together.
J. Edgar Hoover's on the phone. They keep locking me into this room.
And the lights just went out.
And now the lights are out. I get why he thinks he's in danger.
Yeah. It really took a lot for him to get to that conclusion. I think for me, the nonchalant attitude of the chandelier might have been me to call for backup. But he didn't want to call for backup because this is his case.
It's his case. He wanted to prove it that he's not washed up. I'm not old. I still have something I can do. Yeah.
What do you think the reaction was back at the precinct when they found out dumb old Bill stumbled into this murder scene and got killed without doing anything to stop it? Especially because the police are on their way, probably from his safe. They didn't even tell him about it. The police are coming.
Mm-hmm.
And in full force. They're all basically just waiting with Howard Hessman, the chief. Super Bowl.
You know what? I think that they're sitting there and they get the news. Hey, Officer Bill's down. You know, he's dead.
Yeah.
And I think their extent of it would be, that's a damn shame.
We should have told them. I think they were sending him home because this is too much for him. We're not going to send him in. We're sending everybody from the precinct in except for Bill. Just send him home. Don't tell him anything. And then he stumbled upon the car and walked right into it.
You know what? I'm taking it a step further.
Yeah.
He was a cop who was, I don't know if they did this in 54, but I can only imagine they did. He was on traffic duty, right? Once prominent officer, very prominent, series of cases that got him headlines in the New England area. You know, he's almost a super cop. Then gets older, gets slower, gets rounder. Gets a little sloppy, right?
Winkies.
Right? And they say, hey, you know what, officer? Hey, we're going to put you, Bill, look, these stoplights, you'd think they'd run themselves, you know, but we need the help.
People are running them.
They're not doing what they're supposed to do. So we're going to put you in one intersection, right?
Yep.
To make sure traffic goes well, okay? He does this for a few weeks.
Intersection. Cats are like running out of the street left and right.
He does this for a few weeks, right? And he's like, you know, I'm just not happy. And he goes and tells his chief, I'm not happy doing this. You know, I don't want to be the traffic cop anymore. I need to be back to being super cop. And, you know, and the chief says, you know what, Bill, why don't you go home, go to the wife, take the weekend, relax. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll think about this on Monday. Okay.
Come back on Monday.
He says, you know what? Yeah. I'll do that, chief. Then he gets in the car. Then as he's passing that,
feeling good.
He's feeling good. He's feeling relieved. Yeah. He thinks he's back on something. He's hopeful even. And then he sees the car broken down the side of the road. And he says, you know what? This is it. This is my chance. I'm going to show them I still got the juice. Okay?
The timing is perfect. I got this pep talk from the chief.
I've decided to no longer be involved in underhanded shenanigans because with his demotion, he also fell on hard times monetarily.
Yeah, he had to.
He had to. He didn't have a choice.
Take money from Scarlett. You're right.
He didn't have a choice. Okay.
And now he's like, nope, never mind.
And so he's like, okay.
I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a shower. And then Mrs. Bates shows up and kills him in the shower.
But then we see when he gets to the house that, you know what? Yeah. He isn't super cop anymore.
He's not.
He's not as sharp as he used to be.
Still sloppy.
Time waits for no man.
It's true. Happens to all of us.
You know? And you know what he could have done? They could have hit him with the Beowulf line. You know what? If Wadsworth were a real undercover agent, right? Let's go with one of the endings. He would have sensed this, and he would have given this man a gold piece and sent him on his way because he has a story to tell, right? Which is one of my favorite lines from Beowulf. Give this man a gold piece and send him on his way. He has a story to tell. Right? That's what should have happened. But no, he wanted to make a phone call. A couple of times he tried to make a phone call.
Yeah. I think Wadsworth even tried to get rid of him the second time. Like he thinks, when he says, can I use your phone after the cop comes in, he's afraid that idiot cop is going to stumble upon something. And then when Wadsworth comes out, they've done the make it look convincing, and the cop is like satisfied. He's ready to go. He's like, oh, good, because Wadsworth has a huge smile when he says, can I use your phone now? Of course you may.
Of course.
Yes, we're good now. No problems. Go ahead and make your call. Get out. See your chief on Monday, and then this will all make sense.
It'll all be over.
Yeah, this will be in the papers.
It'll be in the papers. But alas,
tragic.
Nothing happens.
Tragic.
Now, before we get to kind of I'd say the crown jewel of this minute, which is going to be the singing telegram girl. I want to talk about the cinematography of the shots of their face and the shadows.
So good. Now, you read the script from the previous scene where it looked like that was transferred over.
Yes.
It was, what was it that they did all those close-ups? It was before Yvette came downstairs, I think.
It was. So it was like in separate close-up shots. Oh, it's when they hear a scream.
Yeah.
They hear a scream. Wadsworth, he steps back and falls over the dressing table stool against the dressing table, which collapses under his weight with a tremendous crash. Mrs. White turns and screams in terror, and then it's close-up. Separate close-ups. Miss Scarlet and Colonel Mustard hear the screams. So does Mrs. Peacock. So does Professor Plum. So does Yvette and Mr. Green. But we can't tell because they are big close-ups exactly where they all are.
Yeah, in the shadows. Yeah, that's a great... Cluedo has some wonderful, like, straight, right out of a real... I mean, it's a real mystery, of course, but, like, right out of... those are scary moments. And even when the pipe goes in the one shot where dumb Bill Henderson is on the phone and just appears behind him. That's some creepy stuff. And then the close-ups are great because they all look just sinister, every one of them. Now you're like, it could be any one of them now. Before it's like, oh, these bumbling idiots, who knows? And now it's kind of scary.
I mean, look at that shot right there.
Scarlet looks concerned, but why?
Scarlet.
And then Plum looks, his brow is burrowed, like he's trying to figure it out.
So let's look at him. There's Green.
Oh, Green looks freaked.
Look at that.
Big eyes, Michael McKean.
Beautiful. Scared. What do we think Plum looks like? That's a great shot of Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, look at those eyes. Look at those crazy, great Scott dark brown eyes.
And then we go to
big eyes on Madeline Kahn, Mrs. White. But who knows? It could be fear. It could be I'm about to get discovered. My plan could be falling apart.
And then
I just killed Yvette and I got to get out. Ooh, but Tim Curry. Wadsworth looks very sinister. One eyebrow up. Arched.
Wait. Tim Curry came from 3-point land with this one. This is a great shot.
That would make me, if I just saw this, I go, oh, well, it's Tim Curry.
Oh, God.
He's the killer.
Phenomenal. Oh, and we have a quick shot of Mrs. Peacock.
Yeah, very quick. You just kind of see her eyes, but nothing. You can't see. All you see are her eyes. So it's kind of blank. You don't know what's happening with her.
And then
Mustard is really in the dark.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Mustard's close-up. It's like too dark on the face.
Yeah, we see his ear.
Yeah, the ear's the highlights. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he's listening to that bell.
But he had a little. Wait, you see the thing at the end though? At the end of Colonel Mustard's watch. Oh, a little twitch of the eye. It's a beautiful little twitch of the eye.
All right, that was Martin Bold bringing it. He's like, watch this.
But then here it is. This is the moment that we're waiting for.
Yeah.
I am your singing telegram.
Bam! Great bit of comedy in that moment. What do we know about this scene?
Well, that's Jane Whelan from the Go-Go's. She just came in to sing. During this time, she was starting to do very small parts in movies. She had a very small part in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, where you just see her as a Starfleet person on the screen before the Enterprise. Well, it's not the Enterprise. The Enterprise blew up. Spoiler. Before the crew of the Enterprise goes back in time, you see her. And then I'm not sure if she did anything else, but she started to do. Then she was Joan of Arc in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure a couple of years later. But this was definitely a part for a singer. And she comes in, she gets shot immediately. And I love how murder is treated from this point on. It's very just, here we keep going.
Yeah.
Because in the next minute, when the bodies start getting discovered, everyone's just over it.
Well, I'm sure you get desensitized, and it happens several times in one.
It's been a long night. It's been a long night.
Law of diminishing returns. Now, here's what we know also about singing telegrams. I'm going to read a short little thing here.
Brad Gilmore. Excellent.
Okay. You ready? Western Union, the American telegraph company, began offering singing telegram services in 1933. That July 28th, a fan sent Hollywood singing star Rudy Valley a birthday greeting by telegram. George P. Oslin, who lived from 1899 to 1996, whoa, hell of a run, the Western Union Public Relations Director, decided this would be a good opportunity to make telegrams, which had been associated with deaths and other tragic news, into something more popular, okay? He asked a Western Union operator, Lucille Lips, sounds like a Bond girl, to sing the message over the telephone, and this became the first singing telegram. While Oslin created the singing telegram because he thought, quote, the messages should be fun, end quote, he recalled that he was, quote, angrily informed I was making a laughing stock of the company, end quote. As relatively few telegram recipients had telephones, most telegram, including singing telegrams, were first delivered in person. The popularization of the telephone in 1960s reduced telegrams in general. By 1972, Western Union was receiving a small number of requests for singing telegrams and was seeking regulatory approval on a state-by-state basis to eliminate the offering. Western Union suspended its singing telegram service in 1974, but independent singing telegram companies specializing in often costume personal delivery of gift messages have kept up the tradition. I continue. There are several variants of the singing telegram. One is called a kissogram. A kissogram is a message delivered along with a kiss, usually arranged for a fun surprise for a person for a special occasion. Message deliverers can be hired either by themselves or as part of an agency. A kissogram usually presented by a performer dressed in a costume or a uniform, such as a police officer, nurse, French maid, or a nun. And then finally, a variant of the singing telegram and the kissogram is also known as a stripogram or a strippergram. It is a form of message delivery where a stripper will perform a striptease while singing and or dancing. This is the type of entertainment became popular in the 1970s in the United States and spread to Europe in the 1980s. Typically, a stripogram is most often a form of gift given for a birthday, anniversary, or a bachelor party. No one's giving that as an anniversary present.
Happy anniversary. Here's the stripper. So they mentioned costumes, because I am curious why the singing telegram girl is dressed like a bellhop.
It's always stuck out. Right? And
yeah.
Let's see, Western Union 1950s uniform. Let's see if we can find it. So, they're a little bellhoppy.
Okay.
Look here, I'm about to share it here with you. I mean, not exactly what we saw in the let me get rid of that. Not what we saw in the movie, but they're a little bellhoppy here. This is Western Union. Right?
Okay, so it's a little kid. Well, actually, it's a very short-haired little boy, I guess. And actually, Jane Whelan in the movie has the short hair as well. It's like a suit.
There's a female
with a tie, but doesn't look like the Western Union guy in Back to the Future 2.
No, it doesn't. But it was raining.
1955.
It was raining.
Western Union.
Huh. Well, so I'm not sure where the bellhop is. Maybe this is just what they envisioned. Did you ask this of the costume director, Mr. Kaplan?
No, dang it. That would have been a good question. I need to reach out to everybody. The documentary needs a sequel because now I have so many more questions. That would have been a good one. Like, okay, explain that. And then the answer probably would, I don't remember. But I want to know who in the house was that singing telegram for?
Mm-hmm.
For what occasion? And what's the next line after I am your singing telegram, Professor Plum?
Oh,
and
yes. Who was it?
You ruined my life. I think it's for Professor Plum because he's got the history with her and she's about to tell him she is pregnant.
I am your singing telegram. Sorry, Mr. Plum, but I have your illegitimate child. I don't know. They didn't really rhyme.
Yeah.
Got to work on the rhyme.
He's a professional musician, everybody. So that was
Professional is an interesting choice of words.
He sells music.
Oh, do you sell records now? You stream it. You stream them. They stream the records. I get 0.004 cents per stream.
I know. Everybody does. Yeah. So curious to see what I would love to know how the rest of the song was going to go. And when we were talking about our Cluesicle, everybody wanted this scene to be like the big finale. And we'll never know. Okay, there's a lot of we'll never know in this, and as we get here towards the end, we're getting close. We're like, this is the last victim.
This is the last victim, but we still have.
This is our last death.
30 more minutes ish. 31 more minutes.
We got to figure out who did it. But yeah, of 6 murders, 6 altogether. This is it.
Do you think that the singing telegram girl and who she was going to give the message to is like the what's in the briefcase kind of thing in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was also thinking that 1986, the next year, Ferris Bueller got a singing telegram from a nurse and comedian Louis Anderson. And we also don't get to hear the rest of her song. She doesn't get shot, but Ferris's sister, Jeannie, shuts the door on her before she can say what kind of nurse she is and what she likes to do.
It's true.
All you Ron Hughes fans out there. So there was a bit of a 1985-86 singing telegram renaissance, and now it's over.
That's gone. It's gone the way of the dodo, as they say.
Would you want to have anyone deliver a singing telegram, like someone just come to the door and sing you a song? Would that be embarrassing? Would you feel bad for them, or would you enjoy it? Would you invite them in?
So not only would I enjoy a singing telegram,
you would enjoy it. In
high school, I was a part of singing telegrams. Okay.
Shut up.
So there was a trio of me and actually my now bandmates, Mr. Corbin Dallas and Mr. Will Yancey. We were in the high school choir, in the madrigals, by the way, which is like the top level. Okay.
Well,
select few.
We heard your singing telegram song. Just that.
But during I think the last 2 years of school, so my junior and senior year, we were hired on Valentine's Day, which is apropos for this podcast coming out because this is the week of Valentine's.
This is our Valentine's Day episode.
To sing Valentine's songs. So you could buy a Valentine gram from us. Okay. And then we would go to the classroom and we'd interrupt whatever the lesson was and we would sing. Yeah. It was, I think the big request was My Girl. We would sing My, by the Temptations. There was a couple other ones that I don't remember.
Did you do the whole song or just verse chorus?
No, the whole song. So you would get, the I Got Sunshine part on a cloudy day. Then the I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl. Right? Yeah, you do the 3-part harmony.
Sure. And but then, did you make it cold outside?
Huh? Well, look, but then we hit him with the got so much honey that the bees envy me. Sweetest song than the birds and the trees. And then we went right to the chorus and then wrapped it up.
Did the students enjoy this kind of attention from their significant other? Were some embarrassed? I'd be embarrassed.
Some liked it. Some didn't. And then there was a teacher who met the requirements for physical attraction, I guess, for young men.
Okay.
And we might have stopped by her class more than once to sing a Valentine gram to her from other people. We don't know, maybe who bought those.
I like the scam though that you got out of class to go do this.
Yes, and we got
going from class to class,
and we got to not dress in uniforms because our school was a uniform school, right?
Oh,
yeah. So we had the polo.
So what
shirts.
Did you wear?
So this was kind of a nice thing before there was a boat Brad Gilmore, I got to wear a suit and tie for the first time.
Oh, this is how it started.
This is how it starts.
It's an origin story.
It's all making sense. I'd forgotten about this until we started talking today.
In the Brad Gilmore biography movie, this is like one of the first scenes.
I
and
guess
somebody, and you know what?
Say
that teacher you're talking about is going to say, "Hey, Brad, you look good in that suit."
Of course.
And then the world changed.
No. Here's what happened.
Now,
here's what happened. We sing "My Girl" to the teacher who shall remain nameless, and
who was probably like 22.
Oh yes, of course. I mean, she was young.
I used to think all my teachers in high school were like so old and had their stuff together, and then now I realize, they probably graduated the year before.
Yes.
They were 4 years older than us, and I was listening to these idiots.
And this is what she said. We hit her with the "My Girl," and then she said this. This is, I'll never forget. She looked at us and she goes, "Aren't you boys cute?" Yeah.
Like, I'll see you in court.
Yeah. Wow. You had to have the teacher you had the crush on, right? Everyone has that.
No. That would have been great. No.
Not in your school? No. Wait, you went to school in California?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah, it's an anomaly.
What?
Nope.
What?
No. I had a nice, homely teacher that was kind, but certainly not.
Not like a crush situation.
No, nothing like that. I can't think of anything close. I think there might have been male teachers that some of the girls.
Oh, there were a lot of those. Yeah.
Yeah, but not
girls and guys liked.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but none for the other way. You didn't find any attraction. Well, you know what? You were robbed of one of life's great pleasures.
I think so too. This all has been talked about in therapy. It's all come out. I feel like there's certain benefits of life that have passed me by. It's probably why I don't like singing telegrams in the same way. And just to follow this thread before we go, do you at a Mexican restaurant like it when the mariachi band comes up and sings to you?
Oh, okay. I have an answer for this too. Not if there's not an occasion for them to sing. Right? So I don't want just...
You're not celebrating anything. You're just there for Taco Tuesday and then...
Right. I don't...
Mucho.
I don't need it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't need the songs. But right. If it's like a Valentine's, if it's a birthday, especially in the Christmas times, though. In the Christmas times, I love a great rendition of Christmas music from mariachis. Mariachi music is also kind of ingrained in the culture in Texas. You know, there's a lot of great mariachi players that I'm a fans of, people I know. A lot of accordion players too in the state of Texas.
Sure.
Big
mariachi divas.
Right. So, but yes, I don't like it just during general things. Right.
It should be a special occasion, because if we get mariachi music every day, we're not going to appreciate mariachi music.
No,
you can't have it every day. Just
but
like
you know
can't
what?
Have prime rib every day.
But mariachi is fun to say.
Disneyland every day.
That's true. Well, some people can, especially if they work there.
Some say mariachi, some say mariachi.
That's true. Now, as far as after Singing Telegram gets shot, here's my question. Geography question. Is it, because we just saw Bill Henderson is in the library. Where is he? Library. He's in the library, and boom, pipe to the head. Right?
Yeah.
And then the next thing is ringing doorbell, and then the door opens, da-da-da-da-da-da, and the shot. So are we to believe that at this point, I know we know how endings come, but are we to believe that the person who killed the cop is the same person who kills the Singing Telegram?
Yes.
Okay, and they have both the pipe and the pistol?
No, not in the last ending. Never mind. 2 out of 3, yes. Because in the third ending, the only person that Wadsworth kills is the Singing Telegram girl. But it's Scarlett and Scarlett. She's the one that kills the cop in the third ending. True or false? True. Who are you, Perry Mason? So she was on the ground floor. That makes it easy. Peacock just had to run back to the cellar. And so, yeah, she kills the cop with the lead pipe and then walks outside. She's got the purse, or she got the gun off the floor, shoots, sticks it in her purse and goes. And then that's why. But it is weird that Wadsworth shoots the singing telegram girl and then goes upstairs very fast to go look for the door and hear Mrs. White screaming. And instead of finding her, he finds, we didn't get that far. We
didn't get that far.
He finds another door.
Yeah, but we're going to see what happens.
But he had to shoot the singing telegram girl and then run up the stairs.
Well, now
that ended.
It is time.
It's getting good.
It is time for us to read from the original draft, and then we will wrap this bad boy up. Here we go.
My favorite part.
Interior, the library. The cop is talking desperately on the phone. Cop. Ooh. There's something funny going on here. I don't know what it is. No.
That should have been the tagline of the movie, by the way. Something funny going on here, but I don't know what it is. Clue.
No, I'm not on duty, but I have a feeling I'm in danger. You know that big ugly house on the top of the... And into the shot behind the cop's head comes a lead pipe. The same gloved hand is holding it. It hits him on the head with a thud. The cop falls to the floor. Exterior, the house. We see a little old beat-up car driving up the hill through the gates. Interior, exterior, the car. An attractive young woman who is bright, pretty, cheerful. Oh my God, are you ready for this? She is bright, pretty, and cheerful and wears a Western Union uniform.
Wow.
She stops the car. She looks around the house from her POV. We see the house again. It is in complete darkness. She is puzzled. She shakes her head. She starts to turn the car around in the drive, and in the main beam of her headlamps, we see a lonely figure. Oh, wait. Oh, no. The page jumped. Hold on. But she was wearing a Western Union uniform.
Okay. That's their interpretation of a Western Union uniform. Okay.
Maybe for legal reasons they couldn't. Hold on. I got to get back to where I was. Bear with me.
This is killing me because it's so off what they did. She's in the car.
I know.
She's leaving.
Okay. Here, where are we? Okay, here we go. Okay. She starts to turn the car around in the drive, and in the main beam of her headlamps, we see a lonely figure of a security guard outside the conservatory. She stops the car and gets out. She hurries over to the guard standing by himself in the rain. As she approaches him, she starts to speak. Young woman, excuse me? I'm from Western Union. I have a telegram to deliver, and she stops. He has not turned to listen. She taps him on the shoulder, and he collapses. She sees the security guard in a close-up for the first time. It is a dummy, convincing enough at a distance, but obviously not a real person when seen close. She turns and walks back to the car and is much preoccupied. She gets back into it, and we move with her up the driveway towards the house. Interior, the hall. Through the little window beside the front door, the headlights can be seen approaching the front of the house. Exterior, the front of the house. The car pulls up. The young woman gets out. She sees all others parked in the drive. She looks back at the house. Still no lights. She shrugs and trots up the steps to the front door. She rings the front doorbell. Ding dong. That's what it says in the thing, even though we know it's more of a bell. Interior, the house, all rooms. Big close-ups of all the guests and Wadsworth as the bell goes. Yeah. Again, the background to each close-up should be unclear so that we don't know where each of them is. Interior, the hall. From the inside of the hall, the front door opens. The young woman from Western Union stands there, looking toward us, smiling. Then she sings. Young woman, I am your singing telegram. Crack! A gunshot. The young woman falls dead, and the front door slams shut.
I'm speechless. Wow.
I have no speech.
I have no speech. What is with the security guard dummy outside?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
This is a new wrinkle, Jeff. This is a new wrinkle.
Jonathan Lynn, I think, is just writing a new draft and posting it in your mailbox just to confuse us.
I got to be honest with you.
That's bizarre.
It's very strange to read this because her like ethos, pathos, logos, whatever it is, her character's logic isn't making a lot of sense to me.
She is a very good employee.
Yeah.
I will say that. She went against her better judgment to leave. She got back in the car.
Back.
But instead of driving away, she said, I got a job to do. Mm-hmm. I'm a professional going up there. But I wonder if... Okay, so the dummy intrigues me that I'm assuming that this is... Unless... Because we weren't reading the script from the very beginning. So I don't know if there is some kind of weird reference to a security guard.
Let me look.
Early, but one, it comes out of nowhere, and two, I don't understand the purpose, and three, it's just bizarre.
I'm trying to search the document to see when security guard. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is earlier in the night. The first reference of a security guard is on page 6 of the script.
Okay.
Which is much different. Wadsworth. So, okay, let me read this part. Interior conservatory, night. I'm sorry, this isn't page 6, this is page 25. Huge green, creeping vegetation covers the room. There are many potential lurking places in here. The rain is beating down loudly on the glass roof. Mr. Body is running into the room, which, like all conservatories, is mainly made up of glass. He jumps onto the ledge at the far end and picks up a flower pot, preparing to break the glass. Wadsworth almost runs into the conservatory. Wadsworth, you can't get out that way. Mr. Body, why not? It's just glass. Wadsworth, yes, but if you look carefully, you'll see an armed guard outside the window. Mr. Body peers out into the night through the glass in the rain. Mr. Body, I can't see a thing. I don't believe you. Then a sudden flash of forked lightning illuminates the garden, revealing a security guard standing there patiently in a uniform, just as Wadsworth said.
Wow. So instead of the dogs...
It's the security guard.
A security guard mannequin. All right. That's the first I've ever heard of that. That's amazing.
The dogs are better, by the way.
Dogs are way better because then we get dog poop. And so that's the security guard. And then the big reveal
is that it was
when it was never a person. And it's the singing telegram girl that figures that out. Huh.
Very
it's a
strange.
lot to take in at the very end of Act 2.
Very strange. I'd like to know what people think of this. So get social with us. Let us know.
Please get social and say, would you prefer? I have a feeling none of that was shot. Mm-mm. Because I think wiser heads prevailed and they said, we get dogs.
Yes, and the other big thing is there's no da-da-da-da-da-da in the script. That's improv.
Yeah.
Or maybe a later draft.
Jane Whelan perhaps said, you know what we need? Since you're probably going to cut out the whole dialogue scene I have with the mannequin, can I at least add a da-da-da-da-da-da?
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram. And Jeff, we have to end the show because we have no more.
That is right. I hope this was recording.
It was recording.
Okay.
It was recording. I have it over here, not on the video, but on the over here.
I know.
But Jeff,
behind the scenes.
Any closing thoughts on minute 66?
This is great, and it's only going to get better. I Singing Telegram is one of everyone's favorite moments when they think of Clue. So it's definitely a highlight. And I wish I had a chance to interview Jane Whelan, but she was not interested. I guess she didn't think talking about da-da-da-da-da would be intriguing to the Clue fans, but we know different.
We know different. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Let's send an email. See if she'll come on the pod. Yeah. I'm sending an email.
You know what? You do it because I'm already damaged.
You're on the list. That's no. But
I'm on the list. I'm on the no list. But Brad Gilmore gets things done.
We'll see what we can do. But for Jeff Smith, Cluedoc.com, TheBoBradGilmore.com, this has been Clue the Movie Podcast, and we'll be back next week with Minute 67.
67.